Hello everyone, I'm Cici Chen. Welcome to Investing Financial Forum. In this video, we will share the most recent market updates on finance and investment. Although we are not able to provide you personal financial advice, we hope you find it helpful for your own financial arrangement. As you may be aware, when apply for loans secured by mortgage with financial institutions, a valuation report is usually required to assess the value of the security. And then the loan amount can be determined based on the approved LVR. Consequently, valuation is usually considered a key factor of the loan application process, as it will affect the loan amount that you can borrow from a lender. While the market is expected to bounce back this year after the 3-year decline since 2017, COVID-19, if anything, only maintained the downward spiral of the property market. Now, 7 months into the pandemic, you might be wondering what is happening in the property market and what we can expect in the near future. With this question in mind, we are pleased to invite a very experienced property valuer, Martin Bagazzo, to share his insight of the property market. Welcome to our online forum, Martin. I know you have been in the business in valuation for 22 years, and you have done hundreds and thousands of valuation reports for lenders like banks and non-banks. So under the current COVID-19 environment, what have you noticed in the market?
There's a lot of uncertainty, CC, in this current market. Investors are wondering where they can invest, what asset class is the strongest for them. Banks are currently restricted by the APRA restrictions. Non-banks are scrutinising the nature of the loans that are coming in. So it's a challenging market to operate in.
Yeah, that's very obvious. As you mentioned the asset class, that actually brings up my next question. I know the price change in residential, commercial, and industrial and the retail sector are quite different. Obviously, demand plays a key role in pricing. So can you give us some example on each sector, how they move?
Look, there are some overarching answers, explanations, but ultimately everything comes down to the specifics of each location. The problem with residential is there's a lot of uncertainty, and owners don't want to sell into this market. Purchasers are reluctant to buy. The main driver of residential is migration, and that stopped. So it's going to take some time or a change in the circumstances for that market to recover. Retail has been a very challenging environment with the threat from online shopping, and COVID hasn't done that any favours. Commercial, more people are working from home. There's less of a demand for commercial space. Whether or not that is going to be the trend into the future also remains to be seen. And industrial is probably the safest of the asset classes. It offers the most options. It's picking up from the online trading, as well as obviously the government's investment in infrastructure.
Right. Lately, some commenters indicate the property market, especially in residential market, will rebound strongly in the next year. So what's your view on that?
All the elements are in play. Residential is key to the economy. The government knows that, and the government's doing all the things it can do. Interest rates at a historical low. They're winding back the APRA restrictions, trying to get more credit into the market. They've made some very strong comments around unemployment, so they obviously want that to be reduced. That takes time. So I suppose all the stars are aligned, so to speak, for a strong performance in residential and regain some of the lost ground.
Why? So you actually are holding a very optimistic view, which is good. I think we all hope the market will be picking up sooner rather than later. So before I let you go, Martin, I do have one more question for you. Some of our viewers might want to know the main principles of methods that are usually adopted in valuation process. Can you please tell us a bit more about that?
Well, contrary to popular belief, we don't sort of spin a wheel and come up with a number. Valuers report on the market. So we analyse the sales. That's called the direct comparison method.
Yep.
So that's the primary method for residential property. When you have a commercial property, it's an income-producing property. So we look at the yield, we examine the market, we look at the strength of the leasehold. And there are some other methods too, which are for more specialised properties. But those two methods principally give valuers a way of working out what a property is worth.
Great, that's very illuminating. I think it's a good idea to get the property value before you make decision on purchase or financing. And you can either do your market research online or arrange a professional valuation with companies like Martin's. So thank you for joining us today, Martin. It's my pleasure to have you here. I think today what we are discussing, I'm sure it will address most of the questions and clear the confusion that our viewers in their mind.
I hope so.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the topic today, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions or opinions, please do not hesitate to contact us by email. Welcome to subscribe our channel and give us a like if you think this video is helpful. I'll see you next time.